Lying is stealing, and stealing is killing. A memoir for the children of truth. You see, you are always the common denominator. In every outcome you play in that creative mind of yours, it is you that either succeeds or fails in the fallacy. But it is just that, a fallacy. A fallacy you play in your mind that either blocks or enhances the blessings that reality can bestow upon you. An imploded version of what is you, or an underestimated version of what is not you. Why? Why is it so? Why is it that we like to make the easiest things so difficult? I wonder. Do we feel like we're better people for putting ourselves through turmoil? Or is it that we focus on what we don't have instead of what we do have? Focused on the lack, which in turn makes us eager to prove to ourselves that we are worthy of all the fantasies we play in our heads. What is this? The idea of yourself. See, it is the idea of yourself that each and every person strives to protect. They strive to protect it in their daily conversations with their coworkers, when they complain to you about the day's work and your response is tragically conforming. It's the idea of yourself that is desperately upheld when your child asks you to take them to the park after you told them you would 2 days ago. But unfortunately, the plans of life have distracted you. It's the idea of yourself that guilt trips you into putting everyone else's needs before your own, which is unsustainable at best and likely to make you a slave to your pride. This idea of yourself. Why is it so hard to accept that you can never measure up to the idea that you have of yourself? You see, I think it's because you know that if you were to face the reality of what is actually you, it would make it real. It would take what you see as true and turn it into a lie. And we can't have that. Most people think they tell the truth. Most people believe they're true in their mannerisms. Because lying is stealing, and stealing is killing. And no one wants to claim the title of a murderer. Think of it like this. A sentence leaves your lips. That sentence has the potential to make a lasting impression on someone else's mind that may cause them to act based on the thought you sent to them via your tongue. You have transferred dormant energy to a source outside of the control of your will, and have altered their perception based on the thought you've impressed upon them. When that thought is rooted in a lie, or you fail to uphold the thought based on your actions that follow, you have sent that person outside of you one step closer to their grave. You've wasted the time they could have spent becoming the best version of themselves, wasted the time they could have spent with their family, wasted the time they could have spent not listening to you. In essence, you've wasted their life. And the slower the death, the more inhumane in my book. So the question is, can you face your own face? The lie that's been created can hardly be faced by the average person. It will take a type of self-destruction, a rapture of the idea of yourself, in order to accept the fact that you are not that good and kind idea. In reality, what's most likely to happen is that you will hide. You will have to hide from the very person you've lied to, from the people you're killing, because self-preservation justifies any reason for any act any man can think of. Lying is stealing, and stealing is killing. We can attribute the quality of integrity and people of character to the quality of being funny. Almost everyone thinks they're funny, but few are comedians. So, how do you make your word your bond? How do you align your actions with the truth? In order to come to this, we have to tell you what not to do first. And what you don't do is you don't try to control your tongue by using your tongue more. You don't try to control your actions by doing more things. You can't have dominion over the flesh by using your flesh. You have to use something else. But in order to use the something else, you must first have access. And in order to have access, you must first be aware. Aware of the potential to access it. So what exactly is the something else? The something else that is needed to give someone the ability to overcome this internal damnation. It's quite simple. It's the truth. Really, it's more than just the word. But for lack of a better term, the truth shall do. You may find it hard to follow, thinking of the truth as you do, but for a moment, let's experiment. Suspend your idea that the truth is a mental construct and look at it now as a tangible experience. If you live a tangible experience of the truth, can false mental constructs govern your being? To the one who is willing to strive in the experience of truth, to the one who is willing to become more of an embodiment of the truth each day, false mental constructs must come under the domain of the truth seeker and be mastered and relieved. The false mental construct of self-preservation under the guise of truth becomes unnecessary. The false mental construct of lying under the guise of truth becomes detrimental to not only the mentality of the truth seeker, but the physical health as well. This is why, when you're surrounded around certain people that cause you to feel that you should behave in a manner not in alignment with the truth, you become sick, nauseous, or are stricken with anxiety. What do you mean? To be in alignment with the truth while seeking it. If I am to seek something, that must mean that I do not have it. Or maybe it's just that you think you don't have it. Just because one believes that the sky is blue doesn't actually mean it is. In fact, it is every other color but blue, which is why we see the blue sky. To look at the truth in this way, through the eyes of knowledge that you've accumulated, which is the basis of your perspective, through this lens, the truth disguises itself. As we all know, the eyes tell lies. This is why only through a tangible experience can the truth be embodied. And what is to be expounded from the one who embodies this truth are righteous deeds aligned in concordance with universal law. This person cannot be denied the good life. Lying is stealing, and stealing is killing.